This group demonstrates what engineers can do when they're allowed to go completely mad. There's nothing here you should not experience at least once. Just about every kind and configuration is here. Some have their engines in the middle, some at the front, some have rear drive, some send their horsepower to all four corners. All, however, do have one thing in common. They all look as fast as they're supposed to be. Some people say that the Pagani and the Koenigsegg Agera are racing cars with stereos, but that isn't necessarily so. Road cars may be more powerful than racers, but they're often softer and kinder and squidgier. Be in no doubt, this is a very good place to spend rather more time than you should. Here we go to the hot hatch group, and never underestimate how important hot hatchbacks are. Back when they first appeared, they gave drivers hope. They showed that a sports car didn't have to be a rusty, leaky old Triumph or MG. It could be practical, convenient, and still amusing enough to give you cramp in your smile muscles. The hatches here are some of the best of the breed, starting with the excellent Ford Focus ST, which gives a textbook demonstration of how a hot hatch can be sensible every day, yet still give you kicks when you drive it like your trousers are on fire. Then there's the VW Scirocco R, technically a coupe, but it has a hatchback, and with 260 horsepower, it's definitely hot, so it's going in here. And if it's even half as likeable as the Mark I Scirocco I owned many years ago, then you'll want to marry it.
Men might not have been men in the 1980s, but the cars we drove, Testarossa, Countach, M1, even the names have enough testosterone to make you forgive the decade that taste forgot. In Europe, king of the hill was the 180-mile-an-hour Ferrari, the 512 TR, the second-generation Testarossa, with its vast air intakes chilling a 5-litre flat 12 engine that seemed to occupy acres of the back of the car, and also the road. Being fastest was, of course, the obsession in the me 1980s, and Lamborghini wasn't lying down. The LP 5000 QV was the final and fastest version of Countach, which started life back in 1974. The BMW M1 and Ferrari GTO, meanwhile, were the fruits of racing projects, though neither really ever got to compete. Sporting regulations were as flighty as fashion in the 1980s.
There are sports cars and there are sports cars. Some of us will be lucky enough to drive a sports car, but only a very few ever get to drive a sports car. A one-off creation designed exclusively to race and to win. The modern sports car is a closed-wheel take on a single-seater, built around the same structures with the same obsessive attention to aerodynamic detail, to braking performance, to squeezing every last fraction of a second from the regulations. The driver is strapped to a cockpit that would notionally fit someone else, but never does. Sometimes the cockpit is open, sometimes it's not. The view outside from inside a helmet, don't forget, is limited. Invariably, the job in hand is to race the car at speeds approaching 190 miles an hour, inches from another car, and often for hours at a time. If you thought sports cars were about top-down cruising in the sunshine, it's time you introduced yourself to some sports cars.
many ways to go very fast around a track like ours. You can choose four-wheel drive or rear drive, mid-engined or front-engined, great big V12 or little V8 with a turbocharger. All those options are here in this group. There are two super Mercedes here, the SLR and the SLS, and the car Clarkson says is the best car he's ever driven, probably in the world, the Lexus LFA. But if there is one standout car in this group, it surely has to be the McLaren F1. The only car here where you sit in the middle. The only car made of real gold. The only car that will still silence any group of men as it drives by.
You can pretty much carbon date a chap, or for that matter the right kind of girl, by their hot hatch of choice. Like a first pin-up, a first LP, look that up if you're under the age of 30, or a first crush. Hot hatches are part of the fabric of us. Me, you, Clarkson, even May. Because it was okay to dream about hot hatches long before you were ever old enough to think about actually owning one. And it was okay to do that because we all might, if we worked hard at school, actually one day be able to afford one. So where are you going to start? Where hot hatches did with the VW Golf GTI, or its slightly chubbier but faster offspring, the Mark II GTI 16 valve. Then again, maybe Volkswagens aren't your thing. So there are Honda Civic Type Rs or a Renault Clio V6. But remember what I said. You can tell a lot about someone by the hot hatch that he or she craves.